Hello and welcome. My name is Biagio Mazza, Pastoral Associate at St. Sabina Parish in Belton, Missouri, and I'm here to welcome you to another Do You Know series question. Today's Do You Know question is, do you know what it means to be a resurrection people? Every year we celebrate the resurrection during the Easter season, and the question to be asked is, does it make any difference in our lives, the way we think and act? Does it change anything? Are we individually or personally and communally changed, renewed as a result of celebrating the resurrection Easter time? What we do know is that resurrection celebrates God's affirmation and approval of Jesus' lifestyle, of his values, and of his self-giving love. Resurrection celebrates God's raising up of Jesus and affirming, as a sign, if you want, affirming the values of Jesus and the lifestyle and the self-giving love that all disciples are called to practice in their daily lives. Resurrection affirms the facts, again, that God can and does bring new life and new meaning out of suffering and death, out of the most horrendous experiences of life. Do we really believe this? Do we really operate out of this belief and practice? And so resurrection is Christ's defeat of hate and bigotry and injustice through his self-giving love. Not only is resurrection a kind of a doctrine to be believed, but it's a reality that we have to live out as disciples. We are called to practice resurrection daily. Why? Because resurrection is an invitation to live as a new people of God in the reign of God that Jesus came to proclaim. So as believers in the resurrection, we are called to proclaim a way of love. So what does being a resurrection people really look like? The lectionary readings from the Acts of the Apostles, especially proclaimed during the Easter seasons, really are a powerful guide for us in what resurrection people are about and look like. Resurrection people have the courage to speak and to live boldly the message that Jesus came to proclaim. Resurrection people show care and concern for all. They share what they have with all those in need. They take care of the sick and the suffering. They share their food and drink with all who are in need. At the very same time, resurrection people are what we would call countercultural. They fight against injustice, greed, and hatred wherever it exists. They think of others and not just of themselves. They love God by loving others, even loving enemies whom they are called to treat with dignity and respect. They extend mercy, forgiveness, and compassion to all. No one is excluded. All are welcome by resurrection people. Resurrection becomes visible in daily living when walls come down, when bigotry and prejudice of all kinds are rejected and eliminated, when others are seen as a gift and not necessarily as a problem to be gotten rid of, when marginalized, the outcast, the ignored are treated with dignity and respect as beloved children of God, when justice and right relationship become the hallmarks of everyday living. So resurrection, when properly and openly practiced and lived, leads to a community of love that really builds up the reign of God that Jesus came to proclaim. So what is the reign of God? The reign of God is this community of love that consistently reaches out to others and draws all people into its circle. Resurrection believers are about love of God and love of others. So ultimately, the refrain that runs through all of the Acts of the Apostles is the refrain of see how they love one another. And this refrain really sums up in a really real and concrete way what being resurrection people are all about. That we are called to be show care and concern for one another, living out the values of Jesus, the values, the lifestyle, and the self-giving love of Jesus in our daily living here, so that the reign of God can be built up in our world. And so I hope this has explained just a bit of what being resurrection people looks like, and I hope we'll return again to more the series question as we continue to explore our resurrection faith. Thank you very much.